This is vocabulary lesson 1-4. We're going to continue working on roots. We have 2 Latin roots and 1 Greek root. Remember, the roots are just a part of the word. It gives the definition, basically. Not the exact, but it gives you an idea of what that word should mean. So this first one is a Latin root. Write that down. It's fig, F-I-G. It means shape, form, or make. Okay, so like if you start with this one, figure, you know what a figure is. It's a shape, and that can be anything. This is a figure right here. I could draw a circle. That would be a figure. Those are shapes. Configure means to make shapes, make something form. So I can configure something together. I can use different things and put them together to make them work. Disfigure, if you look at that, that's a prefix. You know, dis means not. So not shape. So if I disfigure something, I ruin the shape of it. I wreck it. Figurative, and this is a suffix we haven't yet learned yet, but it has to do with it, with making or the form or shape. So if you think about our idioms, those are figurative language. So they're not literal. Literal means exactly what they say. Figurative means to make almost that picture in your mind, a picture of this, but it stands for something else. Figment, we use that maybe if someone says that's a figment of your imagination. It means you made something up. You formed it in your brain, but it didn't really happen. Okay, this next one is also a Latin root. This is form. It means to shape or resemble. Resemble is it looks like. All right, so form, that's pretty easy. You know, if you're going to form something, you're going to shape it. Like if you had clay, you can form it into something. Format, that is how we do something. Like what's the format of your classroom? Well, you walk in, you put your things away, you get your books. Maybe that's the way you go. That's the form it's in. Formulate, this part here, late, means to do it. So you're going to form something. Conform means to take on another shape, okay, or another way of doing something. So if you conform to your class rules, it means you take them on. You, whether you agree with them or not, you follow them. Reform is to form again. A lot of times that has to do with changing, or like reform school. That means maybe somebody did not conform to the rules, so they go to a school to reform what it looks like to follow rules. Formal, that's a shape, but it also resembles. Formal means fancy. Okay, this one is a little bit harder. This is a Greek root. These words are a little bit harder, but I just want you to see them because I want you to see how they're used and how you could figure it out if it was in your writing or a book you were reading. So it means form or shape, okay? So look at this word, metamorphosis. This is a scientific word. It means really to change. I don't love this definition here, shape and form. I'm going to add change to it. And I want you to add change to that also, because that's what morph is. If something morphs into something else, it changes. So metamorphosis, the best example for this is what a caterpillar goes through. They go through metamorphosis, and they change from a caterpillar to you should be saying it, a butterfly. Okay, that's what morph is, metamorphosis. This word here, morphology, ology, that suffix means the study of. So the study of changing. This one, you probably will never use this word by itself, but you use it all the time. A morpheme has to do with our language, and it's like the smallest piece of words. or like the sound that you make. Like if I said the word cat, you could tell me the morphemes in it, which are the different sounds, like the k, at. You won't use this word, but you use it all the time. Polymorphic. If you know this part, poly means many. So it has to do with many changes. All right, just like on the last lesson, I just want you to write the table. If you happen to think of any other words that can go in there, then you write them down. But as you're reading words, as you're reading stories and you find a word, I want you to write them back in here so you'll always remember, oh, this is what they mean. Okay? And these roots will really help you as you're reading. If you know different roots, you can figure out what a word means without stopping to go get the dictionary. You can have a good guess at what it means and continue reading.